how does a lead get nurtured exactly? Do we have to send them gifts in the mail or do their laundry perhaps? What is lead nurturing? No, thankfully, none of that. Let's talk about what lead nurturing actually is and how it's different from generating or converting leads in just a moment. We're also going to talk about how dating your audience is critical to conversion. It's a metaphor, I promise. But seriously though, I want to show you how to structure everything in your business so that your audience is nurtured on autopilot, which means they're being led into high-ticket sales. Sound good? Let's jump in. What makes lead nurturing different from lead generation or lead conversion? Well, lead generation is typically capturing that lead, grabbing their attention. That could be capturing their email addresses or getting these audiences to discover you and your content. Lead nurturing is building rapport with those leads. After they've discovered you, after you've made that first connection, it's like that handshake, the first impression, then it's warming up those leads, getting them familiar with your frameworks, your messaging, your movement, so that they know who you are and they're almost ready to buy. Then lead conversion is the point at which the lead is ready, they're warmed up, they're hot, they're raving, they're excited, and they're ready to invest financially in your services after they've invested emotionally. This is the key here that I want you to pay attention to, is that people need to invest emotionally before they're willing to invest financially. That means that they feel like they have a connection with you, they know you, they trust you, and for them to invest, they feel like they know that they're gonna get their money's worth, they're gonna get that ROI, but that has to come after they first feel that connection. So I wanna hear from you, out of these three, which do you think that you could work on more? Lead generation, lead nurture, or lead conversion? Let me know in the comments below. One of the things that I share with my audience a lot is that when you're nurturing your audience, you almost wanna compare it to dating your audience, and this is critical to conversion. Would you ask someone to marry you on the first date? And what are the chances that person would actually say yes and agree to marry you? And more than that, what if they also turn out to be a completely different person than you expected and you realize later that you made the wrong choice? Sounds like a bit of a pickle to me, and the same is true for your offers. Why would you pitch your core offer to a prospect who's still just getting to know you and might not even be aware yet that you have the solution that they need? Just like how you only swipe right or agree to a date after you get to know one another, you only present your offer to people that you think might be customers after they get to know you. So you might link it in your YouTube channel description or mention it in a podcast interview, but you're not gonna force anyone to go on this journey with you who isn't fully invested. That way you weed out the cold audience members who aren't interested in getting any warmer and nurture the ones who are interested. Another example I love to give is one of my favorite movies, 50 First Dates. If you've seen this movie, you know the characters played by Adam Sandler and Drew Barrymore, Henry and Lucy. Henry really likes Lucy. He's trying to date her. They meet at this breakfast restaurant and they make a little Waffle House together. They totally hit it off. But what Henry doesn't know is that Lucy has short-term memory loss. So the next day, it's like her memory is completely erased. She has no idea who he is. So when he approaches her at the restaurant again, she's almost offended because she doesn't remember everything that just happened the day before. So what I'm trying to say to you with this example is it's not that your audience has short-term memory loss, but they do have short attention spans. And we're already oversaturated with content. You have tons of competitors on there that might be inundating them with enough information already that how can you stand out from the rest? How can you nurture that relationship and date them before ever going in for the kiss or the proposal or the sales pitch? I want to share with you the systems we use to nurture our audience on autopilot. But before I do, have you subscribed to this channel yet? If you want to bring your business closer to infinite cash flow with evergreen content and incredible offers, go ahead and hit that red subscribe button to be notified every time I upload a new video. There's a specific system that we use to structure everything in our business so that your audience is nurtured on autopilot, and that is our infinite cash flow system, and that's made up of two parts. The first part is your content machine. This is your evergreen lead generation strategy, which includes all of your YouTube videos and basically everything you publish online. This content is bringing in a new audience and also warming them up to potentially becoming a paid customer. This is part of the nurturing system, but it's also part of the lead generation system. Now, the next piece is your cash flow system, and this is your monetization in the form of a front end end to high ticket sales with all the offers and launches and resources that can make your cash flow dreams come true. So your high ticket clients are the people that are coming in through your content machine, who are watching your content, they're growing warmer to your message, and then they're the people in your cash flow systems who are ready to invest in your low ticket offers, get warmed up to you, and then ascend eventually to your high ticket once they've bought into you emotionally and financially. Even just by making one YouTube video one time, that is now evergreen. People can be finding it on YouTube in the search engine forever. You can generate leads and potentially high ticket sales for years after that video is published. The same is true for your cash flow systems. You can optimize, rinse, and repeat your launches and ascend leads from hello to high ticket completely on autopilot. That way your audience is constantly being nurtured even when you're not working. No matter what kind of content you create to nurture your audience, I also want to tell you about a 4-step story selling framework that you can implement no matter what kind of content you're creating. This could be for a webinar, a stage presentation, your Instagram stories, or any piece of content anywhere. This is a story selling framework I created called the ELSA framework. And ELSA is an acronym. Yes, I know it sounds like the Snow Queen. For these purposes, do not let it go. ELSA stands for Epiphany Lesson Story Application. If you can insert all of these steps into any piece of content, your audience will be not only nurtured, but hanging off of your every word. The E in ELSA stands for epiphany. And the epiphany is the big breakthrough, the big takeaway, the big aha moment that we want our audience to have by the end of this piece of content. If you can reverse engineer the epiphany that you want your audience to walk away with, you can make sure that everything inside of your ELSA framework is leading towards that big breakthrough, that big aha moment. The L in ELSA stands for lesson. Now, this is you giving them your framework, your teachings, your step-by-step instructions. However, we don't want to be like the boring Charlie Brown teacher at the front of the classroom, like, wah, 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 wah. We want to actually give them something that's going to be memorable. And if you think for yourself, maybe when you were in school, who are the teachers that were the most memorable? Were they the boring ones that were like a snooze fest? Or were they the ones that told the best stories? And that is the S in the ELSA framework. When you can tell them a story that invokes some kind of emotion, whether it tugs on their heartstrings or makes them laugh, that's what's gonna make you memorable and leave a lasting impact, and is also gonna help them to solidify the lesson that you just gave them. Think about any movie, one of your favorite movies. Why are you so on the edge of your seat when you're watching the lead character, the protagonist, as he, hits rock bottom or fights the villain, and you cheer louder when he wins, when he lands the dream job or gets the girl or wins the race at the end? You feel that way because you got to experience the whole journey with them. So when you can give them the epiphany, the lesson, and the story that's going to evoke that emotion, that's going to bring them so much stronger to that epiphany in a way that's going to make a lasting impact. Now, the A in ELSA is for application. How do they take everything you just gave them and apply that into their lives? Is it a call to action to another video that they can watch, or to opt in for a lead magnet, a checklist, an ebook, or just go straight to a sales page to sign up for your high ticket offer? Give them that next step so they can apply and implement that into their lives. But the cash flow knowledge doesn't stop there. I want to show you the step-by-step process of building 3 unique offers in your business that will pave the way for infinite cash flow and help you to effortlessly ascend your audience from hello to high ticket. So if you're ready to jump on the fastest path to cash, I'd love to invite you to our next free private training where I will break it all down for you. And I'm actually even going to show you our done-for-you systems that you can implement, plug and play right into your business. So you can do that right now by going to hello-to-highticket.com, or I've linked that in the description below. I'll see you there.